Hey, come on in. It's Porch, Settin Sunday. It's another day and another chance to sparkle. So keep a sparkle in your eye and a sparkle in your heart because it makes you beautiful. Let me show you the mountains. They're beautiful today. And it's not real cold out, but I do have like just a shawl on. And let me show you the mountain. We got a little snow. So, got the snow on it. Got snow on the house below. Yes. We got a little bit of snow. Not too bad though. It's all going away. So how y'all been? Hope you've been good. Don't forget, get your coffee. Get your coffee, get your cup of tea. I got my coffee. Hang on, let me fix this. Get your cup of tea. Get whatever you got, whatever you need. That rhymed, didn't it? And let's get into gossiping or talking or into sharing. So, I wanted to tell you what kind of foundation I had on the day that I was doing a get ready with me, and I was going to bring it out here, but I forgot it. So it was called, it's the CC Nude Glow. It's the new one she just released, or whoever owns the company now released. So it's the Nude Glow, and I got it at QVC, and they was having a special on it. And I got it to where they automatically delivered. But I've stopped it now because I don't have it. Now today I have on a combination of, what is the name of that? It's a drugstore foundation. I got a little too much blush on, I think. But you know me, I love to glow, so got that glow going on. But anyway, it is the new one that's got hyaluronic acid in it. I ordered it off of Amazon. It's the only place I could find it. And what is the name of it? Physician's Formula. Drops, something other. But anyway, I love it, but I hate the packaging. The packaging comes with a dropper, and the dropper is so messy. It gets stuff all over the top. You lose some of your product down the sides, and I'm not sloppy with it. I am very careful with it. I better watch you. The steam will fog us up here. But I watch what I'm doing with it. And it's still, so I just take my brush when I first take it out, hold my dropper upside down like this, and then I take my brush and kind of pat it around because I put it on with the brush. Because if you don't put it on with a brush or a beauty blender or the sponge, I don't have a beauty blender, sponge, then it goes on too thick and it looks cakey on us. But other than that, it is a beautiful. And I combined two because I had one already. Whoops, I'm going to knock y'all off here, and then you're going to get hurt, and then you're going to have a hospital visit and all that kind of jazz. So we don't want that. But anyway, girls, I'm having trouble figuring out my eyebrows. Honey, they say they're not twins, they're just sisters. Honey, mine ain't even close cousins. They ain't even close. I don't think they're even related. But anyway, the Physician's Formula, I mixed two of them together because the one is too glowy and the other one ain't glowy enough. So I put them together, and I think they make my skin look, I mean, they're not full coverage, but I don't like full coverage. Full coverage is cakey, and some of them. I'm not going to say all of them. They just enough to give me a glow and everything. I don't care about anything else. I mean, you know, I don't need a man. Don't want a man. But anyway, let's talk. Let's tell a story. What do y'all want to hear? You want to hear about my childhood today? You want to hear about my kids' childhood? You want to hear about things that they did? Let me tell you a story about me and my son one time. My husband used to raise puppies. He used to raise little beagle puppies. And while he was at work, me and my son would go over and check on them, make sure they were okay. Well, one day we was going over through there, and and he had them across the road, not around our house, because, you know, we live close to people, so he couldn't put them around our house. It would be, you know, it wouldn't be fair to other people to hear those puppies all the time. But we could hear them, you know, and we checked on them, and the mamas was always good. My husband would go over there all through the night and check on those puppies. He took good care of his puppies. He'd take them to the vet, he'd get their shots and all this stuff. So they were only, these puppies was only a few days old, and you had to wait until they were, I think, 6 weeks old, if I'm not mistaken. Had to wait till they were 6 weeks old before you could take them to the vet for their first visit. Well, we would always go over 3 or 4 times while my husband was gone to work to check on the puppies. We was going over through there to check on the puppies, and there was a huge snake. So you got to be careful about snakes. Now me, I'm scared to death of snakes. I took off flying, and then I thought, oh my God, my son was only about 12. I can't leave him there with that snake, so I ran back. And that snake was kind of up like this and going, what kind of snake does that? And I was telling my husband about it, and he said, there's only one kind of snake will do that, and that's the cobra. And he said the ones that come up, a copperhead or a rattler will come up to like that, but they hardly ever hiss at you. But this one was hissing. I believe it was a big old copperhead, and it was after them puppies. So I hurried and ran back to the house, and I got a gun, and my son shot its head off. And that was the end of that dad-burned snake. It wasn't getting no puppies. So anyway, my husband would go over there during the night, just every few hours. He didn't sleep, knowing he had those puppies there. So anyway, and if we would have moved the mama, she was used to being in her lot across the road, and nothing could get to them but a snake, so my husband kept a good eye on that. But if we'd have brought her over to the house, and, you know, when she first started having her puppies, then she would have tried to move those puppies back to where she was comfortable and took those puppies across the road and probably got them killed or got herself killed, and then we'd have had to bottle feed puppies. Now, I'm not saying I've bottle fed quite a bit of puppies in my day, so... But anyway, that was a story that happened when my son was 12, about 12, maybe 13, when my husband was raising puppies. Now, another thing that happened when my kids was younger, and it was always when they were teenagers. They knew better than getting into anything when they were a little younger, because, well, they knew better as teenagers, but you know, teenagers take chances. We all do. I did. Anyway, I had this little tiny car that I called it a tiny car. Wait a minute, I got a hair. I always get a hair. Anyway, it's from this. It's so fuzzy and warm. Anyway, if I say anyway one more time, slap me. Oh, it's so good. So, me and my husband, I had a little car when I was in beauty school. And my daughter, my middle daughter, was a teenager. I think she was about 14. Yeah, about 14, 15. And me and my husband had went down the road to go to the grocery store. And her friend was there at the house. Now, her friend lived right there in the bottom where we lived. We were neighbors. Her mom and dad and me and my husband, we were all neighbors. And so they were best friends. And so we had went to the store, and we come back, and, you know, our daughter was over to the neighbor's house with her friend, and we never thought nothing about it until we got to, I went to go get in the car to move it, and noticed a bang on it, noticed a place on it. Well, we got to looking, and they had scraped the whole side of my car. They had took that car and was driving it around the house. Now, mind you, the house on one side was not just barely big enough to get that car around it. And it was a little car. I can't remember what kind it was, but it was a little one because it was easy on gas, and that's what I drove to school, because I had to drive to another county to school. And, yeah, that's what they did. They took my car and they was taking driving lessons and pretending that they were going on a trip, and they was driving around and around and around and around the house. So, things kids does, but they got in trouble for it. But I didn't make the parents fix my car, help fix it, because, kids do things. And they wasn't there to tell their daughter, oh, don't you do that. She knew better. Mine knew better. They did it together, so I think she got punished. She wasn't allowed to our house for a little while, and I didn't allow my daughter to hers. They wasn't allowed only while they were in school. They weren't allowed together for a couple weeks. I think we grounded them. I'm not sure, but anyway, that's some of the crazy things my kids done. Crazy, crazy things that they done. And I've done crazy things with my mother-in-law and me, an adult. So me and my mother-in-law was really good friends. We had our ups and downs, but we became really good friends. In the beginning, we had our ups and downs, till she came to an understanding that I wasn't taking none of her gunk. I can say that now, the poor thing's dead, but she would have slapped my head off. So I knew to mind what she said. And she took good care of me. If I was sick, she always sat up with me. She doctored me. She took good care of me. So, if I went to her house and I got sick, we'd spend the night, and she'd say, you just stay here and I'll doctor you. And that's what she did. And that's what old hillbilly women do. So, listen, it's been nice visiting. I wish you could stay longer, but I know you got to get back to your families, and I know you got to get back to your, making your dinner or your supper or whatever you make on Sundays. So, it's been really nice. I'm so glad you stopped by, because I missed you. I miss you when you don't stop by on Sundays, especially. Now, I didn't get to visit with you this week. I know that I promised Wednesdays and Fridays, but my husband had surgery on Tuesday on his roto cuff again. It had gotten pulled loose by the therapist that was working on him. They got a little overzealous, and they pulled it loose, so he had to have it redone. So you all pray that it doesn't get infected, and that it heals nicely, and that he can start moving it and getting back to doing things that he wants to do, especially things that I need him to do. I don't care if he does what he wants to do. I need him to do things, and I need him to be able to use his arms. So you all get to praying for him. So I love you guys, and I'll see you Wednesday. This is Sunday, Monday. Yeah, I'll see you Wednesday. And come back now, because you don't know what we're going to be talking about. You don't know what we're going to be doing. And I ordered another one of those Physicians Formula special edition things, and it broke worse than the other one. It came the other day before yesterday, and it was broke worse than the other one. So I'm waiting on another one to come in. Hopefully it won't be broke, because I really want it. I don't want my money back. I want the product, so I can show you all some tutorials, or some, not tutorials, but get ready with me, because I do it old school makeup. So, okay, I'll see y'all in the next one, and I love you guys. And don't forget, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. That way you can be in my hillbilly tribe. And if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. If you like my stories, if you like my content, please give me a thumbs up. And to subscribe, it's free. So don't forget to do that, and leave me a comment. I love reading your comments, and I'll get back to you just as quick as I can. The day that my husband had surgery, I sat and answered comments to keep my mind off of things going on. While I was sitting there waiting on him to come out of surgery, I went ahead and answered comments. So it might take me a day or two, but I'll get to you, I promise. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.